Or what was in there?
Oh, there's.
Well, that's okay, you know, I don't really need it because I have the pumpkin pie that one of my students gave me.
No, we have another.
Yeah, well, how, if we give some, no?
We got another two ladies. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like my birthday.
Popcorn. Right.
Pumpkin pie, bagels.
What's your birthday? What month is your birthday?
January.
January.
Oh, there's 2 months. No,
In 2 months.
2 months.
So, next month is Christmas, and we wanted to have a potluck, everybody bring some little thing. And then, we also, last year we did, but I messed it up, anyway, things got lost or whatever. Somebody else do it this time. Bring a little present if you wanna get a present, but under Man Wan, not too much. Not Man Wan or under,
Okay.
just a little.
Every year event.
Yeah.
For
And then,
Christmas.
and then we'll sing Christmas carols as usual and talk about Christmas and stuff. Right. So you know a lot, yeah, wow.
I'm really good at singing. She's really good.
I think so.
Yes, make good mood.
Yeah. So Myra, so,
I like her, especially food is in front of me.
Yes.
so Susan was saying, Myra, you haven't mentioned any movie.
So,
You didn't mention the movie too. You talked about your experience, but you didn't mention the movie
Yeah.
you like. You think about it.
Titanic.
Teacher. Okay, well,
so I'm a big movie buff because my father is a movie buff, my brother, my son, we love movies. I have a list of movies that I like, depending on the genre, like comedies, drama, action. But this one stands out. It's called No Way Out. No Way Out. It's like a political thriller.
Kevin Costner?
Yes.
wow.
And that movie was maybe, I think it's over 30 years old when Kevin Costner was young and handsome.
He still is.
He's not as handsome then, but
Right.
still handsome, but still less hair and a little bigger. But and he's going
It
through a
happens,
divorce.
it happens.
His wife left him. So anyway, that's beside the point.
Yeah, anyway, next.
I saw this movie with my best friend, I think over 30 years ago, No Way Out, and we watched it in the TV. She rented the videotape. You know, you can go to the store and buy a videotape.
Right.
Vichet Niet, how is it in Russian? Niet Vichet. And
Oh, you saw it in Russia?
in Russia they had it too in the poster. So it's a political thriller. It's like a whodunit, you know, what happened. You know, like a whodunit, like what happens.
Mystery.
Like a mystery, but it's not just a mystery, but it's a political thriller. It takes place in Washington D.C. at the Pentagon.
Oh.
You know, Pentagon is
Yes.
the biggest. Actually, it's supposed to be the biggest building in the world. Yeah. And he is a war hero. He's a war. He's like a Navy. Yeah. And then somehow he gets involved with this woman, and then something happens with the woman. He has an affair. Then something happens, and then the government gets involved. Anyway, I don't know how to explain it without it being a spoiler, but the ending. So the whole thing is that they're trying to catch the culprit, the guy that. The Russian that infiltrated America, like who disguised as American, like an American. So they thought, so Yuri, they call him Yuri. So they have to find who Yuri is. That's the whole thing in the whole movie. Who is Yuri? And who is the Russian that came to America when he was young and then he was raised as an American? That's a typical story, you know? Like they say that the Russians sent Russians young to America. They grew up as American citizens, but actually they were spies.
Yes.
Right. So we don't know till the very, very end who is Yuri. And when you find out who Yuri, when it's like, yeah, it's like the whole time it was him.
Right, it was him.
And you know what a good movie is when it makes such an impression on you that you cannot forget the movie.
Yes.
That's what a good movie is, that after the movie is done, you still think about it.
Right.
Wow. A bad movie is you see the movie afterwards, what happened? Right? That's really.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, like an action movie, what happened? I don't know what happened, but a good movie you remember, and it gives you a certain feeling. So that movie has such a shocking ending. Like even for days afterwards, I was like, I can't believe he was Yuri.
You know, usual suspect.
Huh?
Usual suspect. Do you remember? Usual suspect.
Usual Suspects also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the kind of movies that I like. That the ending catches you and you're like in shock. You cannot believe that he was the person the whole time. So yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, and the acting is good. The action, the music. Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman he's also a really good actor, and it's very action packed. So if you want to see a political thriller, I would recommend it.
I'm gonna watch it. Okay, now I got the movie too.
Now
to
you
watch.
want to find out who is that Yuri?
I particularly like movies when the Russians and Americans involved. Because I'm Russian, my husband's American.
Right.
And when we watch it together, it's like, oh well, okay, what do you think? And my husband was like, okay, or he's gonna kill her, or she's gonna kill. Well, you know, his perspective is different. He's American, I'm Russian, and like two different cultures.
Yes.
So we love watching the fact that we watch movies about Russia and America together.
Right. I understood.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of movies, but that's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Kevin Costner's famous movie.
Dancing with Wolves.
그 보디가드.
Bodyguard.
Bodyguard. Oh, yeah.
Dancing with Wolves.
That music.
And
Yeah.
really good singer.
I will always love you.
Wow.
You ever heard that song? I will always love you. Oh,
Of course.
Dolly Parton wrote that song.
Yeah.
really?
I like this Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman.
What?
He died.
Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, The Graduate? No. What?
She likes Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. He died?
Yeah, no, he's still alive.
No.
Oh, really?
He's still alive.
Well, some people you don't know what to think because fake news.
Right.
Yeah.
I like him in Tootsie.
Yeah.
Tootsie, yeah. That was hysterical. He dresses up like a lady.
I've never seen
I attract Tuga rather than Bakyo in the movie.
Sometimes I try to learn English expression. So I watch the movie like FBI, CSI. So I learn the expression. Put the gun down.
Yeah, but sometimes they say bad stuff, so don't remember the bad things.
Put the gun down.
Yeah, suspect is down.
Yeah, that's okay.
I read some article about when the British colonized the India, they thought at the time how the Indian people speak English naturally. So the British colonized government thought about the movie and they erased.
Subtitles.
Yeah. So after erasing the
That's
subtitle,
interesting.
Indian people speak English better.
Wow.
So I advised through my YouTube to the Korean business people, the entrepreneur, make a special theater or movie houses with no subtitle.
Yeah.
Many young people like to speak good languages, but if we look at the subtitle, it is Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Korea, yeah.
But the problem is that
But I think it is necessary to see the subtitle one time or twice to check whether it is
right.
one.
That's why.
That's
As
the
adults, the baby and children are okay without subtitle. They input smoothly, but without subtitle, it is difficult to understand.
Oh, right.
No, it's true, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, when you're an adolescent, the brain actually becomes stiffer and harder.
Yes.
So it's true that the languages don't go in so easily, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
The children's ability is very good to input the language, but adults is difficult.
And last year, one young lady from Daegu, she came to me looking at my YouTube. She'd like to master the English language. And she had worked at the US military base over 5 years at the post.
Yeah.
So she retired from that job because at her job, even though she worked for over 5 years, she
never learned English?
yeah, so she quit the job and she came to me. She asked me how to study English, and so many young people watch the movies, English movies, and to practice that expression. I said it to her. Before that, you read many books, read newspapers and articles.
Right.
Yeah, read and record your.
Right.
And about 2 weeks, she practiced that kind of thing what I instructed her at the city hall, at the base of the city hall. There is a good place to study for young people. After 2 weeks, she went to Daegu, gave up. She stick to her own idea. Too hard to follow my instruction. Read and read.
Yeah, it's really hard,
It's
yeah.
difficult not to take it right.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my students, read.
Yeah. And she visited my library, over 60,000. She looked at the 60,000 books, English and Japanese.
She ran away. Maybe she was scared. She was afraid of all the books, right? Ran away.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Good point, right. Oh, that's good. Well, I made something with photos to show you. Yeah.
Okay.
Because this was really difficult for us. And I thought, oh, I can talk a lot. Why is this difficult for me? I can't pick one movie. So I thought, okay, what kind of movies do I like? Maybe better. And I found out that I'm a person that's very idealistic. I want movies that really move me by the actions, or their good people become better, or Holocaust movies. I don't know. I don't think I had any Jewish ancestors that I know of, but maybe I do, or probably. I don't know. But anyway, so and then I did a little research, and last time when we talked about books, I told you that according to critics, English language critics, there's one thing that's constant in the great books of Western literature, and it's the voyage, or a trip, or a road trip, which means that when you take a physical journey, inside, your mind and your heart change as well. Well, now, in this book, the hero with 1,000 faces, right, means the heroes all go through the same process in their quest. They're looking for something or the action they have to take. With 1,000 faces means it is the same in every culture. All the heroes go through the same process. So I picked some, and usually it's a young man. Good for you. But ladies, there's no lady heroine, you know? Yeah, there are very few ladies.
So Betsy, this is a book or movie?
Well, based on the book,
Based
on this book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna give you some movies here that show that the hero has the same elements of the journey that he does. Three things. He gets ready for this quest. So there's separation from your society, and then he sometimes has good helpers, father figures, or sometimes bad guides, whatever, and he has to go get something or find something. And then he's got his duels and his hardships and his search. And then the third part is he's successful in getting whatever he's looking for, and he has to return, because the point is, if he doesn't reintegrate with his society, all that effort is lost. So he has to bring back what he's looking for to his society. It might not be what he started out looking for, but it might be more information or something. For example, the first book we know of that's ever written, it's a book, but it's on clay tablets, and it's called Gilgamesh, and it's from Sumeria, and it's written, the stylus pushed into the clay, and the hero wants to live forever. So he goes in search of what he heard is some magic potion. So he leaves this wonderful town which had walls, which was very unusual. We're talking about 2600 BC, and he goes looking for this, and he goes through all sorts of hardships, adventures, fights, looking for people, goes across rivers, etc. Finally finds it, which is some kind of leaf or plant that you have to eat and you will be young forever. That's his quest. He doesn't want to die. But it's taken him so much time and trouble to find it. He says, okay, I got it finally, yay. I'm going to go back to my country and I'm going to give it to everybody. I don't know. I thought, but I think I need a bath first. So he puts the plant next to the pond, and a snake comes up and eats it.
Eat
the plants, not him. So he lost the prize he was going to take back. So people are not supposed to live forever, right? But he does go back and shares the knowledge he gained. So, for you,
He's a teacher. He's a professor.
Our professional.
Sorry. Yeah, I have access to lots of books. What can I tell you? Is there one where I wrote? Oh, here's where I wrote. So usually it's a young man that goes because in the process of looking for whatever you're looking for, you grow up mentally and spiritually. So usually it's a young person. What I said last time, we talked about books. In German, it's a Bildungsroman, which means a building or growing novel, right? You become of age through going the novel. So this is just what this man, very famous critic, Roy Campbell, this is the circle he wrote. And here are some examples of interesting and really amazing stories. First one I gave you is about a young man, came out in 2007, and it's a true story. In fact, Myra, I liberated this guy after I...
You did? Oh man, I cried so much. Oh, you did? Oh, I'm so glad.
Right.
Because that's tragic.
Yes. So this this young man,
Talk about tearjerker.
yeah, very smart.
And it's true. It's
True story, very smart. Wanted to help people, he gives his money all away when he graduates. Emory University is a very famous university, a very excellent one in Atlanta, Georgia. Anyway, his real name was Christopher McCandless, and he had this dream his whole life. His family was, parents were always fighting, gonna get a divorce, and sort of not a happy childhood, but he's very smart. And so he wants to go to Alaska and just thinks about things. Alaska's what we call every state in America has a nickname. Alaska's called the last frontier. And I've been there many times. My second son went to high school there and university. Anyway, so he went there and hiking around, he didn't know what he was doing. He found this old bus that workers had used. And it was in the middle of the woods, and so he stayed there and reading books, especially, you probably would like these Russian sad novels, But anyway, and it was a very difficult life, but he finally concluded, yes, he took another name, Alexander Supertramp. But it says in the movie to call a thing by its own name. He decided to go back to being Christopher McCandless. Okay, I learned. I need other people. I thought I could do it myself. People need people. And he wanted to go home. But the frozen stream he crossed over to get to this bus in the spring had become a huge river. And he couldn't get across. So he was consigned, he was made to live in the bus again when he wanted to escape from the bus. And he had a book about plants, he's starving, what can I eat? And unfortunately he mixed up a good plant with a poison plant. And he ate the poison plant and he died. So, true story. So the ending, and he went through all this, but he didn't live to bring back the knowledge to his friends or his family. And he had a sister who wrote about this too. Anyway, so he died in this bus. Unfortunately, many young people wanted to see the bus in Alaska. This made a big problem for Alaska, but they had to take the bus away. Too many people were also in danger of starving there. Anyway, young person finds out, suffers a lot, gets the answer, just like the plant where you can live forever, but something happens and his dream is destroyed, and he's destroyed too, unfortunately. Young person, okay, 20s. This film you have to see, Peaceful Lolly, true story, another one. Dan Millman, he went to Berkeley. He was everything, super smart, his parents were rich. He had girlfriends whenever he wanted them, and they called him Lord of the Rings, because he was a gymnast and he did these rings, when they called themselves up and around, or Anyway, very strong.
Very good one.
Yeah, you saw this movie? Oh, it's an amazing movie, yeah. And obviously, he's very fresh and thinks he's God's gift to women, as we say. And he's kind of cute, but whatever. But he certainly needs a lesson, and he gets it, unfortunately. When he goes off to school one day on his motorbike, he's in a crash. And it didn't break his leg. It shattered it in hundreds of little pieces of his leg. So he thought he would never be able to do the thing he loved again, which was being a gymnast. He goes to a all-night gas station to fill up one day, and he meets the attendant, who seems very smart. In fact, he calls him Socrates. And Socrates gives him all these life lessons and helps him become a much better person.
From Nick Nolte, it's good.
Yeah, he's kind of a crazy guy, but anyway, this one he's good.
I actually thought it's God. He met God. Because that person looks like God.
Nick Nolte was God,
Right.
the actor.
Well,
Yeah.
he didn't think, he didn't say
That's
it.
what I thought.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah. Anyway, he gave him this super knowledge that he needed, And this girl, who was also one of Socrates' kind of disciple. Actually, he married her in the end, really. Yeah. But anyway, so he got a better life and he became more humble, and the things that he learned he tried to pass on for others. And he said we have to be peaceful warriors. We have to fight against ourselves, our thinking, our bad thoughts, but in a peaceful way, so we can help other people. Okay, great movie, you'll love it. Sometimes, so this is another young man, okay? Sometimes, however, this is more a comedy, it's with older people too. There's only one story, the mono myth, one story. And if you haven't found out your destiny or what you should do when you're young, you gotta find it out sometime before you die. And the movie, Walter Mitty, right, tells us about that.
I saw it. It's really good.
I love Ben Stiller. He's so funny.
Ben Stiller is so good.
Really movie buff.
Yeah.
Buff.
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies, like Night at the Museum,
Right.
Very funny.
But this is beautiful. This is especially in New Zealand. I mean, not Iceland. Iceland. Yeah.
Yes, it was filmed in
When
Iceland.
he's
Right.
skateboarding.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a picture down here, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, get this, his job is to be a negative assets manager. Negative, right? And
Negative assets manager
for
for
Life
magazine.
magazine, which used to, when I was young, we used to receive Life magazine every week in my house. Yeah, negative, okay? You remember those old films? They used to take negative and get them developed anyway, thousands of negatives, right?
You mean instant?
No.
Oh, okay.
We had to take it to the
Right.
The film.
pharmacy.
the
It
films.
took a week to come back, and anyway. Yeah, so he's the guy in the basement with a friend, his coworker, and they have to arrange everything and then give it back to be printed, right? And one day, Sean Penn is very famous. He's the director, this guy. Sean Penn is an actor, but he also directed that movie about Into the Wild. Sean Penn.
Right.
Yeah. So he plays the famous photographer.
Yeah.
So, and in the beginning in the movie, everything is kind of black and white. And then it changes to color later because the administration of Life magazine said, hey, where's that photo? Our famous photographer said he sent you a photo and wants you to make it, blow it up, make it big, and we're gonna put it on the cover. So he asked his friend, they put them on the light tray, number 25 is missing. Where is it? Who knows? He's gotta go chase around the world, this famous photographer, to get this picture back that the people, the managers in Life, want to put on their cover. So he is forced out of his black and white, daydreamy, routine world where he just dreams about doing good things. He's forced by his job out of it. And he does go around the world. Beautiful filming in Iceland, which is about to have
A volcano erupt.
in one week already.
Yeah, we have a good friend there. We're in contact with him because he might have to evacuate.
Yes, that they evacuated that
They
village.
have a volcano that's gonna.
Iceland is full of volcanoes, which is why they have these spas, because there's hot water everywhere. Anyway, so he goes around the world, in a little circle, good guides, bad guides, and finds the photographer who's photographing snow leopards in Tibet or something, Nepal, whatever.
Snow leopards.
Right? Yeah, snow leopards are beautiful.
From leopards, snow leopards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there they are hiding behind the ice. Anyway, so of course, to make the circle complete, it turns out that the photographer sent him a present, which he thought was a little Christmas present, and it was a wallet. And that was nice, and I had the motto of Life magazine, to see the world, to explore with other people. That's nice, but I have a wallet, I don't need it, he threw it away. But inside the wallet was the negative. However, thanks to mom. If you're like me, you never throw out anything, that's the problem. Yeah, so the mom kept the wallet, and when he went home, he found it. And there it was, you know, the negative stuff. He made this journey out to the other world, and many, many countries. He had to get there, into Iceland, Greenland, very funny. And then he came back, got the wallet at home, succeeded in finding the photo, and one of the girls that he liked, who also worked at the Life magazine. And what was this famous photo that was going to be put on the cover of the last printed Life magazine? It was a picture of him doing his work very assiduously, very, what should we say, very heartily, and with lots of heart and love, right? Anyway, so even middle-aged people can learn what they need to learn too, right? The same thing, right? Go out, have experiences, good, bad, come back, learn something, pass it on. Also, the last one, and this is more a comedy because funny things happen. You know, when
It's really funny. It's
yeah,
funny.
when
It's
these
funny.
when these Afghan shaman people lead him, you know, they have to give him a blessing. So they take a branch of a tree and they hit him with the blessing, and then they give him the flute they were playing with, right, which he puts in his back, but he gets caught when he comes in immigration in California, you know, and there's a very funny scene where he puts it in his back, you know, but they put him in the X-ray machine, and they find his flute, and then he's in chains, you know. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, it's more of a comedy, but it's the same theme, you know. You need knowledge. You're not complete without this knowledge of meeting people and developing your heart. Is the whole point.
So was the flute expensive? Why?
No. It was the special flute that the back the trucker, you know, guides gave him. It was as a memory.
About
It's a
how
memory,
expensive the flute is.
Yeah, it's something to do with
Musicians always
money.
like.
Nothing to do with money, it's just money, you know. Okay, last one. Oh no, two. Also, this is a little bit comedy, but it's very serious. You know Robert Downey Jr. This guy is going to become Iron Man. But before he was Iron Man, he was in this movie, Heart and Soul. And he's kind of chosen by heaven or something, because, as it says, the minute his family was rushing to the hospital to have him, and actually he was born in the back of the car in the movie, the same moment a bus was having an accident in San Francisco, breaking through a bridge and crashing down, and all the people, these 4 people, were killed. So from birth, there's a deep connection between these people. And they want to help him, but everybody else, including his parents, think, you're kind of crazy. Who are you talking to? Because he'll look at the wall and be talking, but he's really talking to these people. But
he only see the.
Yeah. Because they're somehow connected. At the same time he's born, boom. They crash because the bus driver's looking out at a girl and a guy in the convertible, and the boy in the car is trying to kiss the girl, and the bus driver's looking at, boom, they crash, right? Whatever.
Just before I forget, can
Yes.
you remember what you wanted to say? Can you remember what you want to say?
Yeah.
Okay. I just, one more movie came to my mind while you were talking about this. It's a series, American series called Drop Dead Diva. Drop Dead Diva.
D-I-V-A?
Diva, yes. Diva. It's about the girl, the lady. Diva.
A diva is a star, you know.
Right,
really
star. She, you know,
Right,
it's very
singer,
important that, you know, to know, because right in the beginning, you know, very famous, kind of like, not famous, but kind of a girl who was a model and famous girl, she had an accident, and she ended up, her spirit, ended up in that girl, Drop Diva, the chubby girl, she's very chubby, that model is very slim,
Yeah.
and they were good friends, so the main character, girl, Jabi one, her best friend died
Ah,
and ended up in her body.
wow.
It's so it's kind of like a comedy, but also it has so much life.
Good, it's finally one with a lady, that's good. These are all men, yeah.
Right. It's serious, so it's not
Yeah.
like one thing, but you know, you have to. It's very interesting to watch, very interesting. So it's called Drop Dead, Drop Dead, Drop Dead, Diva.
Yeah, you know, if you're angry at someone, drop dead. You know, this is, you know this from New York, you know. Yeah, drop dead, I don't believe you.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but that expression also can be drop dead gorgeous.
Ah,
It's
I
nice.
see, okay.
Oh, maybe that's what it means.
Yeah.
Drop Dead Gorgeous. Grab the Diva.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyway, find it if you want. It's really,
Good.
I had fun
A
watching it.
lady.
Sorry,
That's
just
okay,
wanted to.
one with a lady, good, finally.
Right.
Anyway, it's very good and very deep, you know, they teach them spiritual lessons because they all have to repent for
So
something
this is
they
the heart and
did.
souls.
Yeah, heart and souls, yeah.
Yeah,
So they
repent.
have to repent or they have to overcome. This guy, Charles Grodin, who's a good comic, he wanted to be a singer and he sings beautifully, but he always was afraid, so he couldn't do it. So he has to go on stage and he does, and he sings the national anthem, but inside of him or in back of him, it's really this guy singing to prove he can sing. So they have to accomplish something with their lives, and he helps them do it. Right? And of course, his girlfriend is watching. You never told me you could sing. Who's that?
We Korean say 신 들렸다. 신 들렸다.
What does that mean?
Shindelyoka?
신 들렸다. Act like another ghost.
Yeah.
Having different identity.
Be possessed in a good way. Yeah.
Shin is,
신 들렸다.
Yeah. Shin like sunshine, like
Yeah,
that.
Shin is
God.
Like
it's-
John
God came into my body.
Yeah, but Shin is not God. Shin is like a mountain spirit or
Ah.
I mean,
Yeah.
God is a spirit too. I mean, that's
Well,
not
true. Yeah. Whatever. And so he has to, and this, the guy on the end is a petty thief. And he has to return some things he stole. So, and then they can actually go to heaven and not the other place, you know, whatever.
See, those spirits count on him.
Yes. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's a cute.
Yeah, you heard of that.
So that's why it's a little lighthearted. It's not.
You've
But
I've never seen that.
but the meaning is there. You can guess. You know the meaning.
Yeah.
Is great.
It's nice.
And then the last one I saw because is The Way. Now, Martin Sheen is a famous actor. You know his crazy son, Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah, right.
Mad Men, right?
Yeah.
But he has another son. Really, Martin Sheen's name is Mr. Estevez, Spanish. His father was Spanish, and his mother was maybe Dutch or Irish or something. And they're all Celtic people, you know. Anyway, and so the person who made and directed this movie is called Emilio Estevez, the brother of Charlie. You know, but he kept his real Spanish name. Martin Sheen is, you know, Martin Estevez, but you know, in America you got to be cool and not have an ethnic name, you know. So Sheen sounds like some kind of European name. So you know, so he changed his name, but really it's a Spanish name. What the heck?
So his son directed the movie.
And very interesting. And I like this movie. Why? I have been wanting for years to go on the Camino,
All right.
which goes across the top of Spain into, and the last stop is called Finisterre, which is the end of the earth, which is why, if you can see here, this is a scallop shell. In the Middle Ages, especially as year 1000 was coming, people thought, 1,000 years, oh my God, Jesus is coming back. God is going to judge us. Oh, I better do something good. Oh, I don't think my life was good. So they would either go to the Compostela, Santiago, St. James of Compostela, to pray in front of the statue of St. James, one of Jesus' disciples, and get one critic called it holy radiation. I'll be good, right? Or they went to Rome, of course, where the Pope was, or they went to Jerusalem. So you don't want to travel in the year 1000 alone. Besides animals and wolves, there's bad guys and robbers, so they made groups like the Canterbury Tales, you know? And so they all had, so you wore your sign on your smock or your jacket or whatever, and if you saw this scallop shell, oh, they're going to Compostela because it ends in the Atlantic Ocean. It goes across like the Pyrenees Mountains in Spain. You don't go through the mountains, you go under the mountains, all the way across Spain. If you're going to Rome, you have a cross. Okay, this is where the Pope is.
1 month.
Oh, at least, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna walk the whole thing. Wait, I have a plan. Anyway, I've been wanting to go over this for years. Yes, there's old people's tours, yeah. Anyway, but you're not old. Anyway, and then Jerusalem, you had the palm tree. Yeah, my plan is, and my Mr. Monday, God bless him, said he'd help me pay to go there. It turns out that the city of Santiago de Compostela has an airport. So my plan is, okay, I'm 78, maybe when I get to go, I'll be 80 something. I'm in good shape, but I don't think I can walk for 3 months, 2 months across Spain.
Whatever. Make a short trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the plane there, walk out of the city, turn around and walk back again. That's my plan. No, I wouldn't say I did it. I said I walked on the Camino. Now, so you will walk on the Camino by watching this movie because they filmed it on the real Camino with Martin Sheen, his son Emilio, and his son, I forgot his name, nice guy. And it turned, and where do you stay at night? You gotta sleep somewhere for a month, you know, and eat and, or the bathroom, whatever. Anyway, you stay in little inns called Posada. And so it turns out that the grandson fell in love with the daughter of an innkeeper, but he never told his father, Emilio, till later. And eventually, the grandson and the girl got married. But, a romance born on the Camino de Santiago. Sometimes they sent people as punishment to walk this trail, even from England. Sometimes they told them to walk on their knees, sometimes barefoot. But I've been interested in this going here for years. I wrote papers, I published papers on it, I gave talks, It's very interesting to me.
There's also many books written about the Camino, so it's very interesting.
I think I had some ancestors who did it.
Go there. Lots of Koreans go there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Koreans go everywhere in the world.
Well, people have life-changing experiences. The man who wrote The Alchemist walked on this road and also wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to do it. So why does he go there? His son, whom he really didn't know, because the father's an ophthalmologist, eye doctor, And actually, in real life, Martin Sheen is a very devoted Catholic. And so he was happy to do this. Anyway, in the movie, the son didn't get along with the father, the mother had died, So then the boy says, I want to walk on this road. What? Stay here in California and study, blah, blah, no. Anyway, so the boy died in an avalanche, and he goes there to get the ashes. So what he does is he spreads the ashes along the way. And of course, you're never alone in your journey. He meets 3 people, different kinds of people walking the road for many different reasons. So there's 4 people together. Anyway, it's a very moving movie. And finally, so I said I'm kind of idealistic. And then finally I remembered this song from The Man of La Mancha. And Myra, did you know Joe Stein? No, anyway, he graduated from the seminary where I studied after I got my PhD. Anyway, he had a beautiful voice, and he was often asked
To sing the Man of
to
Mancha.
sing it for special people.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
That's a great song. Being a wistful dream.
The Impossible Dream.
Well, the man of the, yeah.
Right.
uh,
But there's also a
Impossible
song, The Man of La Mancha.
Right.
That Tim loves so much.
Sophia Loren. Stay again. Sophia Loren.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and Peter O'Toole, crazy guy, crazy drunk Irishman, played Don Quixote. But anyway,
Don't get
yeah, this is sort of Don Quixote, but it's very also very idealistic. So I guess I learned about myself, the ways of healing I'm supposed to do by doing this research, and so it was good for me. Whatever.
Thank you so much, Betsy. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, this is my job. So,
Thank you for good explain for me.
oh,
Right.
thank you. Anyway, so let's, I have to go a little.
Listen, I had to leave, so did you say what movie you like the most?
You have to catch which.
No, a little bit later, yeah.
Said everything.
I'm gonna get some.
No, wait,
Does anybody want
what's
water?
the-
Because I have to get rid of water. Anybody wants water?
Maybe just a little.
Yeah,
Does she-
yeah, I know, but I
ask me this, as you have told people
Okay.
last many years ago about the long journey.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry if I'm too long. But I see.
the road.
Yeah. The
It's
way.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's all the same.
yes, same.
It's all the same. Yeah.
Die for, exactly.
That's why he's called
I use the
something.
expression.
The mono
Oh, you're
means
so
one.
true. You're very nice.
Mono means one. There's only one
You wouldn't
story.
even know this kind of expression.
Yes.
What did you learn your language? Your English. How did you learn your English?
Anyway,
Where?
so there's only one
story.
story in literature.
I wish you can tell me a story
Okay,
one
you can have
day.
another one. And
Yes,
there's,
okay.
and there's only
I
one
promise.
story
Let's do that.
in movies.
No.
Let's try to sing it.
Okay, so but not too high.
Impossible Dream or
Okay.
I'll skip that.
No, you can sing.
Oh, it's too high.
It's
It's
just
low,
just
low,
a
low. Okay, hold on, please.
The impossible dream to find the unbeatable fall,
What's over here?
No, thank you.
to bear with unbearable sorrow.